My name is Bill Hammer. I'm from Allegan, and I just retired from Allegan in June after a 41-year career. I started out as a shop teacher, taught shop for 10 years, and I was an assistant principal at the middle school, then at the high school. Then I was the high school principal for 9 years, and then just finished my 12 years as a director of operations. I coached early on in my career. I coached middle school track for about 3 years, and then I was coached cross country and track at the high school level, and actually started the girls cross country program. And also I was a track official in cross country for over 25 years. You know, my parents are ones that just had a very significant impact on my life. And certainly next would be my wife, who was also a teacher at the school, and my kids, my two daughters. My high school coach, Tom Garkey, who was, I actually wouldn't be sitting here today if it wasn't for him. He was very impactful on my life. Brian McFalone, who was my first principal that I worked for, and then we actually became teammates. He was the principal, I was the assistant principal at the high school, many years working with Brian. Coaching-wise, had some coaches in Allegan. I took over the middle school track program from Mark Burkham. When I took over, we probably had 130, 140 kids participating in track, but Mark did a great job, and so he was pretty impactful as well. Well, I can talk about this one now kind of being funny. It maybe wasn't so funny at the time, but anyhow, I was a young coach, and I was coaching middle school track. We were at the Waddles Park Invitational over in Battle Creek, and we were actually doing really well. I think we were probably somewhere about 150 points. I think second place was about 50-some points, so we were pretty excited. I'm sitting up in the stands, and my superintendent, Elmer Russell at the time, his son's running, and so he's sitting just down the way from me, and so we're about 3 rows from the top, and so I'm cheering for the kids, and they're all coming up and really excited, and all of a sudden there's a gentleman sitting a couple rows behind me up near the top, and all of a sudden he just yells at me really loudly, "Sit down!" And not really thinking, just literally coming right from emotions, I literally turned around and I said to him, "Are you asking me or are you telling me?" And he said, "I'm asking you." So of course I sat down, and I thought to myself later, I was like, oh boy, I wonder if I have a job the next day. I think another one that impactful piece that was really big for me was graduation. Being the high school principal, my wife was a teacher in the building, so we worked together, and then my two daughters were both in school at the same time, 2 years apart, and both my daughters had been class officers, and just the opportunity, one, to invite my parents to graduation, my first graduation, and then actually have my daughters introduce me as the high school principal at graduation. That's just one of those memorable things that is really important to me. I think it's really important to make sure that it's about the kids. I think a lot of times people might judge how important the athletic event may be to the student. And I think it's, you know, getting to know the student, really getting to know what's important to them. And I think that's a really big piece. There's good coaches and there's great coaches. Good coaches, you know, they win games, they win matches, they do good things. Great coaches are ones that 5, 15, 20 years down the road, kids will come back and basically talk about, you know, how you impacted their life and how you really made change. I'd definitely like to thank the Wolverine Conference, those who were responsible for nominating me. People in the past, you know, Gary Ellis, Kevin Harness, my superintendent, Jim Mallard, who I had the opportunity to mentor, Matt Stouffer, who was our AD in Allegan at the time. Mike Foster has been somebody that was really helpful to me. Most all, those in Allegan for the opportunity to serve and be a part of the wonderful career.